John and I are on, I don't even know. What day are we on? We are on day 13, 14, day 15 of our transatlantic. Day 15, day 14, La Spezia. Hello everybody, Joyce here with the Traveling Gamblers, and I am here with John. Hello, John.
Hello, Joyce.
Which is also Rome. No,
Florence.
It's Florence. Okay, where in the world are we?
Oh boy, yes.
It's Florence.
Right.
And we have been to this port twice before. This was our third time there, but we have never actually gone into Florence.
And that was a really great excursion.
Yes. So you want to tell them a little bit about what we booked and why we booked it?
Yes. So we booked the excursion through the ship because Florence is about an hour and a half away.
Green dot.
Green dot. Yes. This is unedited. Remember, Florence is about an hour and a half away. So when we're that far from port, we prefer to be guaranteed to get back on time. And I'm glad we did this, but we'll tell you more about that towards the end of the video.
Yes.
So stay in there for that.
So, as John said, it was called Florence Exploration on Your Own. The excursion was transportation provided by Celebrity to Florence. We had a tour guide that brought us off the bus because they can't drive into the city center. The streets aren't wide enough. We walked. So first, let me back up and say, so here's a photo of the coach, the bus that we went on. It was very comfortable. It was very nice.
Yes.
There were seven of us. Together on this excursion.
And we took the back of the bus, so we had extra seats and everything.
Yeah, so when we got on, we went straight to the back, and it was really nice because the bus was not full, as you can see the empty seats in front of us. We had the last 5 or 6 rows, and we only needed 3 rows, but it was really nice. So we chatted, and some of us napped, and some of us listened to our own music on our phones.
And we listened to Lily. Lily was our
tour guide.
Yeah, she was great.
She was. 65-year-old Italian woman, and she was terrific.
She was.
So here's a couple pictures of the countryside as we drove our way to Florence. So I'm just going to correct what John said. It was more like 2 hours each way. And so we left at 8:30 and we got there right around 10:30. And when we got there, we got off the bus. And as I said, Lily then guided us to this square, which is a good 10 to 12 minute walk.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah. And then we came out into the square. So there's a little bit of us walking. I'm just using my phone with my photos and videos that I took. So this was us walking there. And then there's a couple pictures of some architecture along the way. And then we came into a big open square. Do you remember?
Yes, with the church. Is that a basilica? I don't remember.
It was the Santa Maria Croce, I think.
Where they had some statues. They had the...
there's the church. Right. And then do you remember all of this? So there's a little bit of video here of in the center. It was like a
flea market almost.
Like an open market.
Yeah, open market.
So individual vendors with their tents, and there was all kinds of stuff for sale. We didn't buy anything.
Yeah, and all the streets around it, yeah.
And then we went and saw, that table with the bread and the cheese. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. We didn't have any of it, but it looked incredible. And then we walked into the square. That's a picture of the church. And we walked a little bit down some side roads, some little side alleys. This was a store that had all the leather.
Oh, wow. It smelled like leather.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Some really good prices.
Really good prices, but we didn't buy anything.
No.
There's nothing we want or need. Seriously.
Did we find the patch?
We did.
Yeah, we did
find a patch. Okay. We did find a patch. And there's a little restaurant. And there was somewhere along the way, there was a couple sitting out on the sidewalk. And I think that came later. Here's some statues. So this was the square. And you can talk about what we saw on the square.
Well, we saw David. Yeah, it wasn't the original David. It's a replica. It's a big David. Or David.
But one of our friends, KK, said she doesn't think that there's too much of a difference in the size between that one.
Oh,
so
okay,
the real David, the original David, is in the museum, and we didn't go into the museum. We really didn't have an incredible amount of time. I thought we could have used a few more hours there.
But we did have a special lunch planned.
And that's why.
Thanks to KK.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that.
Yeah. So here's us in front of the David, and that's actually KK in the background.
Yes.
And there's a bunch of other statues that I went around and took some pictures of. So I'm just going to quickly run through those and let you guys. And each one was absolutely magnificent.
A lot of great architecture.
Architecture?
That's what I said.
Architecture?
I didn't say that.
Okay. And like I said, we walked down the alley. So this is a picture of a couple that was sitting out on the cobblestone walkways, and it was just right there in front of this little shop, and they had like a tray with some meat and cheese and wine, and it was good. Yeah, it was really cool.
But we couldn't eat any of that food.
Right.
Because we had a special lunch planned.
Yes. Oh, remember that?
Yes, I do.
That amazing food. Everything looked so good. Yeah. And the smells were incredible. And so, as John said, we had a lunch that was planned. Our friend KK, she planned an amazing lunch. And on our walk to the restaurant, I'm not quite sure what this was about. That it was some kind of soldier, like, marching band thing. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was about, but it was cool to see. It was kind of funny because we saw the marching band thing.
And the Cartagena too.
Yeah. So after that, we arrived at the restaurant, and this is the name of the restaurant, Cafe del Oro.
So, do we want to discuss how this whole thing came about?
Do you know?
I know some of it. I know that KK has a chef friend that owns a cooking school and a restaurant.
Max.
Because right, and KK lived in.
Well, she stayed there for about 2 weeks,
right,
and that's when she met Max, and he has a cooking school.
Right, and then but Max wasn't around that day, but he set up. I think his restaurant or something was closed. The school was closed on, it was a Sunday.
The restaurant was closed.
So she set us up with this restaurant.
So Max, arranged with this restaurant for KK and us. And there was a total of 8. There was a total of 8, 4 at each
because
table.
We picked up an extra person.
Yeah. Right. So,
TJ.
We went.
Yeah.
Right. But
doesn't matter.
Unedited, people. Yeah. This is it. This is it. We went to the restaurant, and did I use your phone for the pictures? Okay. No, there they are. Okay. So there's a picture of the menu. Yeah, there's the menu. I'll have to do a still of that because that was a quick video. And I'm not sure that they all want to be in the video. Okay. So I'm not going to show you the other people that were in the video with us, that were at the restaurant with us, because we didn't ask them if they wanted to be in it or if it was okay. But here's the table setting. And here's a picture of the restaurant. It is the family of Salvatore Ferragamo, who is a famous Italian designer, Salvatore Ferragamo shoes, and they own several properties around Italy. And I think he's from Florence, and So this was the family restaurant
Right, and
that
a
we went
hotel,
to,
too.
and the hotel is
Hotel,
attached
right,
to it.
yeah.
So there, John and I are in the restaurant, and there's the name of the restaurant, and this was the incredible bread. The bread was so good.
Yes, it was.
I don't usually
really
eat bread. The next thing we had was, we're not going to put all of these. So that's calamari.
Calamari. Oh, that was.
So we had a set menu.
Yeah, the calamari was really good.
I don't eat calamari.
I don't usually eat it, but it was really good.
And then these were like pork belly sliders. Oh man, was that good!
Mm-hmm.
That was delicious. It had like a coleslaw on it and a little sauce. It was incredible. Absolutely delicious. And we had spaghetti.
Right. With a tomato sauce. I don't even know how to explain it. It was
a
like
pesto olive oil in the
best,
bottom.
Right.
Was delicious. And then dessert. For dessert,
remember that special kiss, chef's kiss? So I guess it's tradition. They give you a little bowl with sauce in it and a bread.
Sauce and cheese.
Right. Oh, yeah, there was cheese in there. And a bread that's really crunchy, yeah.
They call it the heel.
Right. And it's called the chef's kiss. So at the end, you're supposed to get all the sauce and the sauce from the bowl and clean the bowl with it.
It's to clean the bowl so you don't leave anything behind.
And it was really good.
So that's the little pot. And then we had dessert.
This was the best tiramisu I've ever had.
I don't like tiramisu, and it was amazing. I don't usually like tiramisu because I don't like the strong coffee flavor, but this was incredible. And look at that adorable little cup that it was in. After lunch, we went and we walked across the Ponte Vecchio.
Uh-huh.
And that was very cool.
The bridge, right?
Yeah, that's what the Ponte Vecchio is.
Okay.
And there's a picture of a statue, and that's the view from the Ponte Vecchio bridge.
Oh,
it was
that.
amazing.
It was gorgeous, yes.
And then we left there and we made our way back. There's a picture of us in front of the Ponte Vecchio, or on the Ponte Vecchio with the view from it. Mm-hmm. And we walked in, and we took our time, and we walked back to the shuttle, the bus. We met in the square.
Right, and then we walked back.
And
that was.
These are some photos of us walking back. Just a couple of things. Trattoria Ponte Vecchio. We found out that Trattoria is a family-owned restaurant. Right. And we were sitting at a light, and there was some oranges, and there are orange trees everywhere in Italy.
Oh, that's already on the bus coming back. Okay.
We're on the bus. Yeah, so we went back to meet in the square. We went back to the bus.
It was another 10, 15-minute walk.
And there's a photo of the marble, all the different kinds of marble that they have in this region.
Right, and it's really
Calabria, I think
nice
it was
when the sun hits it at a certain angle.
Yeah, you can really see all the different colors of the marble. So, want to tell them about the bus ride back?
I do. So we're on our way back, and we're on a main highway.
Let me interject.
Okay.
And then you can tell the rest of it. We met at 10 to 3. It was all aboard at 6 o'clock. We met at 10 to 3. We walked back to the bus. We left at 3:15 to drive back to the ship. 2 hours, 5:15, 5:30.
I don't even remember what time we got back. 7?
Well,
okay, we hit. They're in contact. The buses are in contact with each other, and so one of the buses that were ahead of us said there was a lot of backup. It was the last day.
Traffic.
There was the last day of some kind of holiday. No, it wasn't. I thought they said that wrong place.
No, wrong concept, but it was Sunday, and they said that Sundays, the weekends are like holidays. So people go away for the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and they return on Sunday late. to go back to work on Monday.
Okay.
So it's like a holiday. It's like holiday traffic. So on a Sunday night, so they preempted. They knew this, so that's why we left earlier, and we hit, or we're about to hit, a lot of traffic.
And so we took the side roads going back, which was crazy. It took a long time to get back. It took a couple of hours, 3 hours?
So
4
the
hours.
tour guide said that it would be better for us to get off of the highway, which was at a standstill at one point ahead of us, and take the side roads. And even though the speed limit was slower and there was traffic lights, and there were stop signs and things like that, it was still better for us to take that route and not sit still. But we did end up hitting a little bit of traffic there.
Right. And that's where the circles, weren't there a lot of circles?
Yes, there were a lot of circles.
Yeah.
And we actually drove past the beach, which was really cool.
So we drove
past
really
the
along
seaside.
the coast, more or less, which was really
So here's
nice.
a little bit of a clip of that. And we made it back to the ship.
7?
About 10 of.
About 10 to 7. So all aboard was 6. The ship waited for a few buses were late coming back. And that's why we took an excursion through the ship. That's when it's an hour and a half away or so, we're guaranteed to be back. And I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it
But
back.
the way that it turned out, if we had been on something on our own, the ship was waiting for the other people, so in all likelihood, but for our safe comfort zone, if it's more than an hour or so away from the port, we will do it through the ship. So we do very few excursions through the ship. This was one. We got back just in enough time to come up to our cabin to freshen up just very quickly and head to Roy Tan's last show of the trip, of the crossing. He was on the last night and he got off the next morning. And here's just a couple clips of Roy playing. Magnificent. He's really just incredible. I love this black and white piece. This is of him doing Casablanca.
Oh, yeah. Play It Again, Sam.
Right.
Right.
But no, the song isn't Play It Again, Sam.
No, that's
just
the
a
quote.
line from the movie.
I don't remember what the song is.
Yes, a kiss is just a kiss.
Right.
As time goes by.
Okay.
As time goes by.
Oh, it's just the same old story. A fight for love and glory. A case of do or die. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by.
And after that, we went and watched our friends that they performed in a flash mob dance to Thriller.
Yeah. Right.
So when you're on the transatlantic, the celebrity activity team really tries to do some extra special activities because there were so many days at sea. I think we had 10 days at sea on a 15-day crossing. And one of those activities is a choir. Oh, excuse me. And one of the activities was a flash mob dance. And a couple of our friends participated in the flash mob dance. So we left the theater at 8 o'clock when Roy's show was over, went to the Grand Plaza, watched them do the dance, and then went back to the theater to get seats to watch his 9 o'clock show because he's a friend of ours and we want to support him. So he's tagged in this video so he knows that he'll have a piece of his music in this video. And these are some shots from the 9 o'clock show. So we sat on the other side of the theater. So this time we could see his face, because when we sat on the other side, we sat at his back so that we could actually see his hands playing on the piano. And then we sat on the other side so we could see his face this time. And then this is us leaving the next morning. We walked off the ship with Roy and walked him to the shuttle, essentially, to go to the train, because he was then going home. And we got on the shuttle and we spent the day or a couple of hours anyway, in Civitavecchia.
Oh yeah, that was
Day.
And that was
it. And that was our day in Florence. We had a great day.
I would do it again. Well, we kept on saying I would do this again while we were there, because there's so many things, restaurants and just things to do. Yeah.
So if I did it again, as much as I absolutely 100%, oh my gosh, excuse me, love the lunch and wouldn't trade it for anything. It was such an amazing experience, and KK was incredibly gracious. She treated us, and it was really lovely and very, very special. Not something that we will ever have the opportunity to do again. The next time we go, I would eat at one of the little
local
restaurants. There were so many places to eat, and everything just looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. That was our day. After that, we went to Cafe El Baccio and hung out with Roy and KK, and spent a little time with them
after the show.
After the show.
Right.
And we met the next morning at Cafe El Baccio. Right. So that's when we said our goodbyes to Roy, and then we walked off we all walked off the ship together, and that's it. That's just for our day in Florence.
And my question to you guys is, what'd you do in Florence? Maybe you can give us some ideas for the next time we go there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So have you been to Florence on a day where you were on a cruise ship, or have you gone to Florence and spent some time there, maybe slept there or something, and there's something, the shorter version of something that we could do the next time we go there? I'm not sure when that will be. I don't know if we have it. I don't think we have La Spezia.
Well,
we do.
We have 2 more.
Oh, goodness gracious, excuse me. We do have La Spezia 2 more times, but we don't want to talk about the future too much, because we want you to be surprised about what's coming. But you guys know what to do. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe below this video. There's a subscribe button. Once you hit that, you hit it again to turn on the notification bell. That will let you know of any new videos that we post. We are well on our way to 25,000 subscribers, and we would love for you to be a part of that. Join us along. Share the video with somebody that maybe is doing an excursion or going to the La Spezia port and thinking about going into Florence for the day. If we would love to hear from you if this was helpful for you. And again, as John said, if there's anything that you did differently, please let us know. Any questions you have are always welcome. We thank you so much for watching. We so much appreciate your support. And as always, we hope you have a wonderful day.
See you on the next video.